Here we go. This is Hilda and this is Gertie. Now, I was never a kind of animal. I'm not a livestock person. I like my freedom. I'm alone. But I have become a chicken convert. These are such useful little and lovely little animals, and easy if you get 3 things right. Very easy animals to keep. Now, the first thing that, the issue that people usually have with hens is predators. We're in the Badlands here, aren't we, girls? Not that you seem to be very aware, but there's everything here. Eagles in the sky, every bird of prey, badgers, foxes. We have even a badger set on this land, and they've been here a year and they're still alive. How come? Right, that's because they have a fortress. And this is really the key. Invest a little bit of time in the beginning making a bulletproof run and a bulletproof coop. And if you do that, 90% of your headaches are already over. It doesn't have to cost much money, you know what I'm like. This is all made of mud, but it works. Now, the coop needs to have doors that lock, because something will come in and try and rip the doors open at night. You need to lock them up at night. I know you've got the fantasy of leaving them all free all the time. Yes, well, what's going to happen is if you leave those doors open at night, something is going to come in. I don't care how high you've put your coop, something will get in, and your chickens will be badger dinner or fox dinner. Right, Frida? We don't want that, do we? And so, yeah, you see these 3 doors. I lock them all at night, including that front one. And then the other thing is the run is very, very useful. Now, to make a run bulletproof, you really need to stake it down. Like I've done this one, so it's got rocks on the bottom, and I've seen things try to pull the rocks off even, and they'll try to dig under it, and so it's all staked. That chicken wire is staked. And on the top I've just got flimsy bird wire, but that's to stop birds obviously coming in, and even an eagle doesn't really want to get enmeshed in all that, so they don't bother. And I put the chickens in here, and this was advice my neighbours gave me right at the outset, and it was very, very good advice. Whenever the weather, whenever visibility is getting a bit poor, that is when the predators come out to play. So when there's mist at dusk, on a rainy day, or if I go out anywhere and I'm not present, that's when predators, they're watching all the time. They are always watching, because this is a very easy dinner, potentially. So whenever I go out, they're in here. It's a balance between them having freedom and staying alive. You've got to get that balance right. And the run is the key, and if they've got a decent run, then it's fine. They can. And I've left them in here for weekends while I go away, and then of course the front door is open. But that's the reason I'm getting away with that, is because it's not open all the time. So predators learn. They stake out environments, and they watch and they learn. And because I only leave that open 1 or 2 nights at a time, they don't have time to work out that, maybe it's worth them investing a whole night trying to get through that run. They don't do it because it's not like that all the while. That's worth noting. The other issue people have is gardens. Now, here's my herb garden, which my chickens did indeed decimate at one point. Your veggie patches do need fences, because that soil is all lovely and soft and full of bugs, and they love to be in there. Right, Hilda, I can see you over there, yeah. And but it's not very difficult. You don't need a massive construction. They're only tiny little birds. Anything will keep them out, really. So I have chicken wire just staked with those, fence posts again, those stakes, and that's enough. I will admit this particular fence is not very high, because my birds They're a little bit fat and don't fly very much. But also, I think because they've got so many other options, they've got this huge piece of land that they can go on. So they're not very motivated to try very hard. They don't bother. As soon as there's a barrier, they kind of just give up, you know. So yeah, that's the thing you've got to do is fence off your veggie patches, but it doesn't have to be a huge job. It's not a massive issue. You don't need you could even put an electric fence round, I suppose. But the other third very important thing, I think, to making this an easy start to keeping chickens is only get 3. This was the thing we did right. Hey girls, I only got 3. And that makes it super easy. If you go away for a longer period, you can fit 3 chickens, because I have, in a cat box and take them to somebody else. I mean, 3 hens is not a massive deal for someone to look after if they've already got hens. If you get more than that, then it starts to become much trickier for you to go places, right? So, and I've even taken them with me. That's, 3 hens, you can actually potentially take them with you wherever you're going, which is what I did. Went on a road trip and it was actually fine. So yeah, those are the 3 things, right, Hilds? Those are the 3 things you have to do, in my opinion, to make your chicken keeping life super easy. Bulletproof run and coop. Fence off your garden and only get 3 hens. And it's so worth doing, though. I think these are the most useful, funny little creatures. Really, they are super, super useful. They give back more than they take. Unlike most of the animals I know who are domesticated, they will... Look, what they're doing now is they're deslugging and debugging this whole area. So they are actually super useful at protecting your vegetables in one way, because they are eating all the bugs. They're obviously giving you eggs as well. They turn your compost for you, don't you? Yeah. They keep the paths clear. What else do you do, girls? You do quite useful. They entertain you. And all they want, they don't care about a flashy coop. They are actually very, very... All they want is freedom. It's so obvious to me, having kept them now for a year. All they want is to be free. This for them is happiness. So they don't even care about the cold. They are very, very hardy little birds. If you can give them even a measure of freedom, it's just... This is such... Compared to those concentration camps, those battery farm things, it's just not an existence for a hen or any living creature, actually. And I was very thinking I wasn't a particularly good guardian, really, but I feel good about it, because I've given these 3 hens a lovely little life. Maybe it's only 3 hens in the world, but for these 3 hens, it's a really, really lovely life. And even if they get eaten tomorrow, they've had a good time. I've seen it. Every day of their life has been, they've had fun. So I feel good about that. And I hope somebody is inspired to get chickens now as a result. Give 3 more hens a lovely little life, because they are very, very easy birds, easy, useful birds to keep.